Hello, friends, and welcome back to Jazz Creates. I'm Jasmine, and this is episode 5 of my Beginner's Guide series. In this episode, we are going to decorate our high density housing, and we're also going to work on updating our city park here. So this is the final result. And we also will add in our first few offices. And last but not least, we will start on a new university using the campus DLC. If you don't have the DLC, that's okay. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy. So before I do anything today, I have a really big announcement, and we finally decided on a name for this city. So we are in the map called Windfield. This map came with the Plazas and Promenades DLC, and for the past few weeks or the past few videos, I hadn't picked a name, so I left it up to you lovely people, and I put a poll on my community channel, and we decided on Oak Haven. So Oak Haven, that's one word. That is the name of our city. I'm super excited about it. I think it's nice. I think it suits our town so far, and I realized that we've had some milestones, but we haven't bought any new tiles. So I'm planning on doing that right now, and I think what I'm gonna go with is, which one? Probably this one, because it's the cheapest. And then probably just going to even it out on this side and go ahead. Well, actually, I think this one actually might be good as well, because our farming industry will most likely be expanding. So this one is good too. So our town looks like a Z for a little bit, at least the current area will look like a Z. But that's okay. Our next milestone, I think, will be at 11,000, and then after that, we will move on to 18,000. So at that point, we'll be able to buy another tile. So in the last episode, we left off. Let me just undo my HUD here. In the last episode, we left off with our first high density zones. So we didn't really do anything with these zones. I just plopped them down. And, I didn't really plan anything. I just, zoned them. And so, they're looking a little drab. Nothing is really going on here. But there are some things that we can do in the vanilla game. This is, I'm playing on console, so this is a beginner's guide. There's no mods or anything. But there are some things we can do to kind of spruce these up a little bit, which I really did not talk about in the last episode because I was just so excited to have some high density. So what we can do is pay attention to the height of our buildings. So like right now, everything is pretty much the same except for these two taller ones. These are, let's see. Yeah, so everything is trying to get to level 2, but this is what's surprising to me about the zoning in the game is that your buildings might be the same level, but you have this drastic height difference. And I don't know if it's a matter of, this one is a little bit closer to level 2, reaching level 2, or I don't know, because this one is, that's the same as this other one here that I clicked on. So, in this case, I am going to delete or bulldoze. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just bulldozing these because we want to make sure that these buildings are about the same size, because having, a super tall building with these tiny little buildings around it, it just doesn't work as far as the aesthetic of how you want your city to look and to progress. This is another one here it's a little bit awkward, but because it's so little, I kind of want to keep it as just a little bit of a character in our city. It's a tiny building, but it's not too bad compared to this one, at least in my opinion. But we can always delete this. And if these buildings get too tall. Another thing, if you do want to keep all of your buildings the same, like let's say you just absolutely love this gray building, you can mark it as historical, and it will still level up, which will allow more households to move in, but its appearance will look the same. So that is one way you can kind of beat that issue with having super tall buildings next to tiny buildings. Yeah, you can do it that way. So anyway, so what I was what I was trying to do was I was going to show you how you can kind of spruce up a little bit of these high density buildings. So this is just what I like to do. Is I will leave some space. So I'm dezoning the middle here, these middle buildings here. And then we can add in a new trail. Now we can, I'm just going to use this pavement path. We have these other paths, which these are from the Parks Life DLC. If you don't have it, that's fine. You can still use this normal pavement path. And we can just put in a pathway here, so that creates a little bit of a walking trail for our lovely people. And then just adding in some little bushes, some trees. I love these little purple looking trees. And this oak haven, so we have to have these beautiful oak trees. Oh, this is a large one. And just kind of making this look nice for our little citizens. And I think that looks good. I'm just gonna put a couple more trees there, and that's it. Maybe not that one. How about this one? I love this tree too. This is a pretty large tree. This yew tree. It's a little too large though. Cool. And we have, a little person walking there. So it just adds a little bit of something in between your apartment buildings and it, because otherwise it's just going to look so drab. I mean, look at that. I don't like it. I'm gonna leave this one alone. It's not as bad compared to the other one because we don't have the middle apartment building facing this direction. You can't see my hand, but it's facing the direction of the road that's in front of it. That's what I'm trying to say. So that doesn't look so bad to me, but yeah, that's just one way we can do it. So over here, we could do the same thing, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably delete this one. And let me just pause the game for a second. Sorry, people. Eminent domain going on over here. So I'm just going to dezone that. And I guess we could get rid of this tiny building here because this can be our exit for our little trail that we're going to make. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing over here. And you can like put in a little bit of a trail here, like maybe these people might want to get over this way. Let me unpause again. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back in and do the same thing and add some more trees. Now, the only thing is that I wish we could like change some of the bushes here, like how we can on our streets. But, you know, c'est la vie. We can't do that. But, you know, who knows? With CS2 coming out, that would be awesome. Okay. So that, you know, that is just a little bit of something you can do to help decorate your high density blocks. I know these buildings aren't the most attractive, but once they level up, they don't look so bad. Now, let's check in on our street park. I said street park. I meant city park. I saw the word street. So we are, what level are we at with this? Okay, so we're still at level 2. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put in another chessboard here. And do we have a cafe in here? Yeah. I feel like we're missing. Oh no, we don't have the cafe in here. Yeah, we don't. So we definitely need a cafe. Another little trail here. Let's do that. And I'm gonna put in another plaza, I think. Maybe I'll just put it on this side. And then I'm gonna put the cafe over here somewhere. Maybe right here. Oops. Right here. And then I'm just leaving this space open for something else. Now we do have some decorations that you know, come with this, and which I did show a little bit, like over here, I think earlier, and we put in that hedge. I see that. That is a hedge, right? It looks a little strange. But we could, you know, add in a little bit of a flower bed over here. It's a little hard putting these in and like trying to get them to line up. So what you can do is kind of space them apart. And then, you know, that's my secret weapon, is adding trees. Now, I mean, these bushes too are really cute. These little flower bushes. So you can add that in. And there's also these little, like, I don't know what these are. Tall grass clusters. Those are kind of nice too. So I'm just gonna put this in. That kind of acts as like a little bit of a corner, to serve as a corner for us. And then we're just gonna do this over here on the same side. And it takes a little bit to kind of try to line it up how you want it, like to make it look straight. It takes a little bit of a a little bit of a back and forth. But this isn't exactly, you know, straight, but it's close enough for me. So I'm gonna put this here, and I'm just gonna put in one more. There. So, you know, that's just a little something. And you can update the trees on these paths as well. I love the oak trees, but you know, they are a little bit overwhelming. They are pretty large. So maybe we can try these ones. These are a little bit better, I think. And you know, like, I don't know if that's gonna delete. Okay, cool. Like this one is just, there's just one. I mean, maybe I'll do the purple tree for this one. Since there's only like 2 right there, I thought I could add a little bit of a nice little look to the plaza there. And then go back to the tree. What was the tree we decided on? This one? Yeah. So, you know, it changes the look of your park just a little bit. And since we have a lot of green in here, I'm gonna Well, I was gonna try to put in some more some more colorful trees here. This one, I am really fond of this one. This is a really cute tree. What is this? It looks like a dogwood to me, but who knows what it's supposed to be. But just adding a little bit more color into our park. Oh no, this is the one that I think kind of looks like a dogwood. Or I guess it could be like a little like cherry blossom tree. I'm honestly not sure. Yeah, so it just, adds a little something. And I don't know if it's gonna let me put in another tree on this corner, but that's okay. So you can kind of see, how this turns out. If somebody's riding a bicycle through there, oh, that's so cute. Yeah, and the chessboard, is not my favorite asset. I don't know. I just find it a little bit odd. It just looks a little odd to me. But what I do in order to attract enough people for these parks so they level up, I just place multiples of everything. For the most part, I place everything pretty much in a square. I mean, this is usually I do keep things pretty symmetrical. This is a little bit different from what I normally would do, but you can see it's basically a square. And I don't know, that's just how I like to do things. So we could add in another. Oh, it's not going to let me add one there. Let me delete that for a second. There we go. So that's not totally symmetrical on both sides, but you get the gist of what's going on. So I'm just going to go in and update these trees as well. And yeah, I mean, I think our park is doing pretty good so far. Visitors this week 0. What do we need to get to level up? It doesn't say, huh? I may have turned off the that setting. I'm honestly not sure. Okay. Now, we also are in desperate need, I believe, of some office zones. This is what we've been waiting for, folks. We have been waiting for offices. So we have a couple of decisions that we can make. I do want to keep this industrial zone right here for now because we don't have any higher education right now. Let's just take a look really quick to see where we're at. So we do need another elementary school because, no surprise, we have these high density zones here. They need schooling too. High school seems to be okay. And we don't have a university available to us. So we do have campuses. Now, campuses, this is part of the campus DLC. So you would need this DLC if you wanted to make, a custom campus. Otherwise, you can go in to the healthcare and education and you can select this university here. Works the same thing. It works the same thing. Works the same way to provide higher education. But with this university, you can look at the student capacity is 4,500. If you place down, the campus, if you make a custom campus area, it will provide more than 4,500. So that is one benefit of creating the custom campus. I do think it is a good idea to start a new campus. I don't know if I would say that this is something that I, can totally just do in one episode. But I do think it is good to have a campus area. Okay, so I'm gonna pause for a second because, last episode we had that garbage apocalypse going on. We don't want that to happen again. So we're going to empty this to another facility. Thankfully, we have our incineration plants going. That should be fine. But let's just check just in case. Okay, so we'll add in another incineration plant right here. Okay. Now I do still want to put in some offices. I'm just gonna do a couple. I don't want to do too many though because we don't have a lot of educated Sims yet. So I'm going to put that there. Actually, I don't know why I used that street. Okay. I don't know why I used that street. Let's just go with the normal street. Let's do that. Okay. So I'm just going to zone in just a little bit of office space here. Tiny, tiny, tiny bit. And I believe we have enough water in here. Yes, perfect. Let's just cover our bases and do that. Do that there. Add that there. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is true. I feel like I want to say that yes, I was right. The high density residential zones do attract young adults. So it's really important to provide education for them, which is why, it's just a good idea to have your high density along with building your university around the same time, because there's, for the most part, young adults will live in apartment complexes. Some, of course, will live in homes. But for the most part, homes are going to be for your, families, right? I think that makes sense. What street is this? It just looks different. It's the same street. Just ignore me. Okay, so we're just going to add, and I'm just going to put another block here. That does look a little bit awkward, but that's okay. We're going to roll with it. And I'm just gonna put in another block of high density. With this one, yes, I think that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna unpause again. Now for the high density commercial is a little bit tricky to me, in my opinion it is, because you have to have enough people to support your high density commercial, and sometimes it doesn't work out. And so then they complained about not having enough customers, all of that. So I'm gonna hold off on the high density commercial, but let me just click on it so you can see what it says. It's saying high density commercial buildings are department stores, supermarkets that offer citizens a wide variety of spending possibilities. They can serve a large number of customers, so they are ideal for high density residential areas. I think that is true, but you also have to be careful with how many you put down, as compared to how many apartment complexes you have, or apartment buildings you have. So, yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and I'm trying to decide, what else we want in this direction. Okay. I think we're safe to remove this or dezone that. Oh, we weren't safe. I thought that was part of that other building, but I guess not. Okay. So you can see these two buildings have leveled up, which is fine, we have to see what other buildings are going to level up as well. So let's go ahead and start in on our campus. I think this might be the best thing to do. Yeah, so let's just do it. Let me bump up the size. Okay. Okay, so here's our campus area. Now, as the city grows, we do get these other campuses. So this one right now is trade school. That's the lowest, not lowest, but the first level. And I don't think it's necessarily bad. But the other ones, the university one and then the liberal arts one, they just have some different styles to them. I really like the look of the liberal arts university buildings the most. But the trade school one is totally fine as well. Okay, so to make this, I'm just going to use this 3-way intersection here. And so we do have, it's kind of bumping into our homes, and we really don't want to have to deal with that. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of deleting some of this. Since this is curving around, it's kind of messing up like what we're trying to do. So I think this should work, this placement right here. So I'm just trying to line this up as best as I can. But actually, before I do that, let me just go ahead and get this going so I'll know that it's hitting the right spot. All right, so now we have to decide on how we want this to to work for our campus area. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna start here with um, a medium road here. And then I'm gonna go to the 2-lane highway. It's really up to you if you want to use this 2-lane highway or if you want to use the regular highway. The 2-lane highway is a little bit cheaper. You know, that's mainly the reason why I'm using it. Maybe something like that. Just as a little bit of an interchange there. It's a little bit different. You know, we'll watch it. We'll see how it works. Okay, so I'm going back and I'm unpausing the game. Now, with the trade school or the campus area, you have to have your administration building. That is usually, you know, that is the first thing that you have to do. It won't let you place anything else down until you put this down. So I'm just going to place that right in the middle so people can see it right when they come in. And you do kind of have to be mindful of your terrain with these buildings because they will do that. So I don't know if this is going to work. The softened terrain, does that do anything? No. Okay, so I'm just going to delete this for a second. Now this does become expensive. It really does become expensive. Yeah, that doesn't look so bad. Okay, that was a really long, like, roundabout way to get this to look like this. um, so we don't have the pretty things yet. We don't have, you know, our pretty, like, fountains or anything yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and put in this study hall. And another thing with these campus, well, really the different areas in general. So like you can't, so since this is the campus area, I can't go in here and like put in a plaza or promenade area here because this is taking up, you know, all this space. Now, you know, if we wanted to try to beat that system, like let's say we wanted to have a plaza and promenade in this area, we would, I want to say it's possible to just like erase this part here. Yeah, and then you can put in, let's say you want to put in your plaza and promenade right here. So that would be how you would do it. But I don't want to do that. I just wanted to show you like you could do that if you ever needed to do something like that. Let's go back and let me add this back in. There we go. Now it looks like we have some people who are coming in here. I don't know what they're going to learn because we don't have any academic buildings, but that's okay. It says we have some students in here. Cool. So they are just walking right up to the study hall. Now, this is not part of campus DLC, but we do have some really nice content creation buildings. And one of them is, I thought it was in here, but maybe, oh, it's in here. We have this faculty building. So these faculty buildings do provide higher education. So this came with the, it says the Art Deco High Tech Content Creation Pack. So it's saying, university students who wish to specialize in certain areas go to these faculty buildings. Each building educates citizens in one subject, like astronomy, arts, biology, or law. Students can pick and choose to go to one of these buildings or a main university, but each faculty building operates separately. And it provides a decent amount of student capacity, so I totally love these. Just as an alternative, especially if you have a lot of students who may not necessarily have access to, or they may not want to drive all the way over here. So I do like to add these. You can place them however you want to, but they do have to be on a road. So you can't just place them in the middle of your campus. So, but could place it here, could place it here, could place it somewhere over here, which actually I think I will do because it just helps provide a little bit of higher education. And yeah, I think it would be a good idea. So that is 24,000. They do come in different colors too, but obviously you can't tell it which color you want it to be. But I think it's kind of cool. And since placing this down, I like to also place down these little parking lots. I think yeah, so they're not parking lots, they're carports. And these came with the mid-century modern content pack. And I like to place these just as, like little, I call them parking lots. They're not parking lots, they're carports, but I like it. And I think that looks really cute right there. So this provides 800, and we already have people going there. So yeah, I totally love these. Okay, so since we've gotten up to 145, oh wow, this always happens where I'm talking in the middle and then the milestone pops up. So with this milestone, we have small city, we have train, monorail, cable cars. That's kind of cool. We have a train station, so that's nice. Yoga garden, high capacity university. We also have these special train stations. These came with a train. Sorry, I can't remember the name of the actual content pack, but it's for the trains. They're totally worth it. They look really, really nice. Okay, so now we're at 198,000, so that's really good. So So, because we have that nice bump in our profits, I think placing the police academy will be a good idea. I do like to place these academic buildings on a road. I just think it makes sense. But you can place them, you can place them on these trails, paths. That's what I'm trying to say. So we have that there. Okay, I was gonna say we could place something right here, but no, we can't. Does this work? I guess. And since I placed this so far apart, yes, I do have to add in power lines, which we will get rid of, when we can. And it looks like we need more water. Oh, yay! Our landfill. Good. So we do need some more water. Okay. All right, so we do have a couple of buildings that have leveled up over here. It still looks a little bit awkward, I'll be honest. There's still, they're not all leveling up at the same time. And so that's what, we kind of have to, be watchful of, mindful of. Just, how you want this to look for your city. Now with our high school, one thing I really enjoy doing is placing this sports hall and gymnasium next to the high school because it kind of acts as like a gym for your high school. And then I was gonna say we can put in like a little fence. So it's kind of like the high school complex. And so what I'll do here, of course, is try to cover this up with a tree. Since it doesn't really like connect to the street. So I just put in like a tree over here and then it kind of looks like it's, it's not like a broken fence. All right. All right. So I know, we've kind of only done a few things in this video, but we did hit our small city milestone. We've gotten started on this university area, and I mean, there's nothing there right now, but but I think it's gonna be good, overall, it's gonna be good for us. So this area is restricted by a couple of things. And yeah, we're gonna have to buy another tile over here if we want to continue with this campus area. We also started a little bit of office zoning over here. It's coming along. It's actually really not bad. But yeah, I think our city is doing really well so far. Next time we will work on, let's get this going. Let's advance this park. Let's advance our farming industry, and let's add some more to the university. Now, another thing we can do, which I didn't explain very well, is we can click on our university information. And let me just pause the game really quick so we can kind of go over what all this stuff means. So essentially, in order to level up, you have to have these three criteria. So we have to have at least 2 academic works. We have to have more than 500 students, which we're getting that. And the campus attractiveness level has to be at 200. So right now we're at 75. By placing down the university assets that increase the overall attractiveness. The academic works, you have to devote staff to, and right, so so when you click on the number of academic staff, it goes up. That is money that you have to pay, and there isn't like a necessarily hard and fast rule on how much you need to pay in order to meet the criteria. But I feel like I always overcompensate to try to get it, but we don't have a lot of money right now. So let me just do the 3,000. And I can't remember if you have to give money in order for this to work, or if you can leave that alone. I honestly can't remember, but I really don't want to spend that 50,000, so I'm not going to. And yeah, so we will work on advancing that the university in the next episode. But this was a little bit of a preview to get you started. All right, so I'm gonna say goodbye, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please let me know what you thought. As always, I really appreciate your support, and yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video.